0210 and tell them Chris Palme sent you, or you can email them at info@barrycullen.com. Barry Cullen Chevrolet dealership has been family run and operated here in the city of Guelph since 1969, and they've been a proud advertiser and sponsor of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show for the past 3.5 years. I hope everyone is doing well on this Wednesday, June 3rd, 2026. And I want to wish my nephew Tanner a very happy 29th birthday. It's hard to believe my nephew was born 29 years ago on June 3rd, 1997, the same week the Detroit Red Wings ended their 42-year Stanley Cup streak. So I always remember Tanner's birthday because of the Red Wings winning the cup that week as well. So happy 29th birthday to my nephew Tanner as well. And as for myself, I am feeling a little bit better. I picked up a nasty cold a few days ago, but I've been getting through it, and I'm looking forward to my guest tonight. Our guest tonight is her first appearance on our show. She's a yoga teacher. She's a mindfulness coach, a life coach, a podcast host, and we're going to bring her on right now. Her name is Naima, and we're going to bring her on right now and talk a little bit about herself and being a yoga teacher as well. Good evening. How are you?
I'm great, Chris. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy to be here. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. Long day. I've got my walking in today. I did a couple hours of walking this morning with a local humane society. I actually went to a cooking class tonight, so I actually cooked a healthy dinner tonight, and
Nice.
just been booking guests for my shows. And I'm always constantly working, and I'm just getting over this cold that I picked up a few days ago. So
Mhm.
a lot going on, but I'm doing good otherwise. And it's a pleasure to have you on here tonight on Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here. And of course, talking about yoga. It's one of my favorite topics to talk about, especially being it's so much needed in this world, in this society that where we're all struggling, right? Our inner Rue, our inner child is always struggling to bring out that joy.
Absolutely, with the doom and gloom of the news and everything going on in the world right now
Mhm.
as well. So, I like the color, by the way. Green is a nice color because
Thank you.
I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan. That's the colors they wear. Green.
I, I don't really watch sport. I like
That's okay.
sport,
That's
but
okay.
watching sport like not too much.
But that's okay too. Hey, I know you're based in Canada as well. What part of Canada are you out of from?
I was in Montreal last year. I'm for 15 years. I moved to the Sunshine Coast in BC, so I'm in Canada.
That's one part of Canada I have not been to yet, is Western
Gorgeous.
Canada. I've had a number of guests on my show from BC, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and that's a part of the country I want to come out to. I'd like to do a train ride out to Vancouver, is one of my bucket lists.
Yes. One of the best things you can do and do the train ride. They usually have like the one that you can do across Canada. Top
Yes.
notch. Mhm.
Have you taken that?
No, I mean it's on my bucket list, even though I've been in Canada all my life. So it's like I should have done it, but nah. I got my coast, I got my water, I got my beach and my forest. I'm good to go with that.
How much of an adjustment was it going from Montreal, Quebec to out to British Columbia?
It wasn't much of an adjustment. I grew up in Surrey area,
So
in
you were
BC.
from there.
So
Okay.
I was already originally from here, but I mean, adjusting back to where everyone's speaking English all the time was a huge adjustment. Where I was in an environment that spoke in French all the time, right? Unless it was your close community where everyone spoke English, right? But yeah, it was okay.
I took a little French in high school, and I know bonjour, ça va bien, très bien, comme ci, comme ça. So I know a few little words. I actually would like to learn French or another language because I think it's important
Mhm,
nowadays to be
mhm.
bilingual. It's just important to have it, not just for your career, but you can help so many other people because there's so many people that are here in Canada that speak different languages, and I think it's really neat to do that.
It is. It is. When I was working in the hospital, um we had these forms, like these little sheets that are in the resident's room, where just the key points: good morning, how are you, do you have pain, We're here to help you. We're here to take you to the doctor. We're help to take you to the dining room. What would you like to eat? Just key phrases that the family members will write it out, and then they'll pronounce it right for us. So that way, we were able to learn the key things to communicate with the patients, especially if they were very limited in speaking in French or English, which helped a lot. And you learn a bit, some few words here and there. It's like, there was Russian, there was Czech, there was Polish, Italian, Greek, uh, Inuit. I was like, I learned so much, and your mind totally expand when continue to learn other languages.
Naima, what do you like? What do you love about British Columbia the most? And for people out there besides myself who are watching the show live stream or on audio, why should
Yeah.
they consider coming out to British Columbia?
Oh my God. I mean, I invite you to come out. It's, um, there's a sense of being at ease when you're here. Just being by the water. Um, it doesn't matter what mood you're in. If you take a walk in the forest, you go hiking, or by the beach, or trails, or by the rivers, something about being immersed into nature just allows you to center within yourself. You're able to think clearly because all of that busyness that's in our mind, being in a city for 15 years, it was hard because you don't have quiet, like complete silence, where you can actually listen to yourself think. And it's mind boggling how beautiful it is that when you can hear yourself think and you understand what's going on, how easy to make decisions, and how much the creative juices just start flowing, right? Within yourself, within your spirit, within your soul. It's so nice. This is what I will say. It's an invitation to come out and experience that for yourself.
That's on my bucket list, and I do media work in Toronto often. I don't mind visiting Toronto, but there's no way I would want to live there. It's just so stressful, high paced, and you're right.
Mm.
There's no quietness in cities like Toronto.
Mhm. It takes time to get back into that, and it's so funny though because before yoga, before all of this, my I was a busy, busy, busy. I'm a single mama. My son now is 14, and we like I was a busy mama, like sports and homework club, and parent like play dates, and us parents are sitting down having our cup of coffee and trying to catch up from the week because we haven't seen each other for a few weeks. And you know, I'm beyond grateful. Like I know people say COVID was not a great thing, but I was beyond grateful for COVID because it was a time literally when everything shut down. It was a moment that I learned how to pause. I really understood what the word pausing meant, the word stillness meant. And working in the healthcare, I had COVID for 7.5 weeks where I was sick like a dog. And it took me forever to recover. I go back to work for 2 months and then I injured my hip. A 300-pound patient fell on me and my hip popped out. So, mind you, at
Ooh,
that time, I had to relearn how to walk. I learned a big value and lesson of humility, right? I learned how to be humble because I'm like, this is where now you got to ask for help, right? You got to ask for help. And I still remember what my physiotherapist told me. He's like, I can't take away the pain, but I can help you and teach you how to manage it. And he introduced me into the world of yoga, to do my stretches, to do my breathing exercises, to be more aware within my body and just listen. And I think it was the very first time when just doing my physiotherapist session, I just full blown started crying, full blown. And I just sat there and I was just crying and I couldn't stop. And I realized because one of the things people don't tell you is that our bodies store so much tension, so much energy, and it's different parts of the body, right? Like they say your lungs, if you feel stiffness or whatnot in your lungs, that's grief and sadness. If it's your hip, it's family and just holding the foundation within your life. There's like different parts. So as we're doing the asana and doing each movement, where I learned helps release those tension, releases that energy. And a lot of the times when you do, this is where I have students experience tears. I have students experiencing, you know, all of a sudden the uncontrollable urge to, speak their truth and say something that's been bothering them for decades. And it's like little things that pop out that made me understand that yoga isn't about, it's not an exercise, right? Yoga is a way of life of understanding who we are and how our body works and being mindful of like what we're eating, how we're eating, um, going for a walk, but are you really enjoying your walk, right? What do you see? What do you hear? What do you smell, right? It's like the little steps that allows us to really, immerse ourselves of being human where we're supposed to be, right? Not running, 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 and oh, I'll talk to you later, and just very fast pace. It's we're meant to be sitting down, community, enjoying being with other people, having conversation, having a meal, passing stories to one another, and just laughter, that little glimmer of just pure joy that comes and just comes right out like a little light. And I love when I do it. I love seeing that look on all my students' faces, how they're so happy and relaxed, and they're just like, "Oh my god, today's gonna be great." I'm like, "Yes, enjoy your day." See you next time.
Even though we don't know each other that well, you have such a soothing, calming voice, and I can tell how positive the
Oh,
positive energy that comes out of you, and also the passion as well.
oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm I'm just me. I'm just me. That's all you can do at the end of the day. And like everybody else, it's a journey, right? We all are on our journey. We're all figuring out what our life purpose is. We're figuring out who we are, how we are, and what we're meant to do, right? And and having the certain different people that's in my life, right? The physiotherapist, who guided me into yoga, my yoga instructor, talking even just to students because there's things that they'll saying and it'll kind of bring that awareness of like, oh, I never thought of it that way. You know what? I'm going to pop it in. We're going to use it for the next class. Let's go. And just reminding others that you don't have to be perfect. Right? And because one of the things I've learned is say what you mean and mean what you say, right? You can't, like, I realize I can't teach others if I'm not doing it myself, right? It doesn't work that way, right? What we do and how we teach, how we present. It's kind of like what I taught my son when he was younger. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Among the other where I always say, listen to understand, not listen to reply, right? Which is brings in the mindfulness of where a lot of people, when it comes to conversation, we listen to reply, and then what happens? We get upset. Why we get upset? Because the person who we thought was a friend of ours, who is our friend, didn't really hear us. They didn't see us. They didn't understand what we're saying. And I'm happy that it resonates. The energy resonates, right? It's the attention we put out every day, and mine is every day. Put out joy, put out smiles. Make if I can make one person smile, my day's been successful. I already accomplished a lot. Mm.
Now, I wanted to ask you this as well, with yoga.
Mm. Of
Do you find
course.
it really do you find it really helps, shrink people's blood pressures and improves their mental health too over the long term?
Um, I can't say blood pressure because at the end of the day, I'm not a medical profession. you know, what I can say is, um, it allows you to focus on your breathing, right? And allows you to be more aware of your body, which that helps a lot. And when you are, then your mental health improves a lot because what happens when you're doing your breathing exercises? You're bringing in more oxygen to your lungs. All of a sudden the dopamine and the serotonin in your mind's like, woohoo, I'm happy, right? But here's the thing though, it's the attention that comes with it too. right? Because our mindset is we are always looking for a quick fix, and
Yeah.
it won't work that way, right? It won't work. It's going to take time, it's going to take routine, it's going to take structure, right? So baby steps, start with 5 minutes of meditation, 5 minutes of breathing exercises. Simple. Take a deep breath in, hold it for 4 seconds, deep breath out, hold it for 5, deep breath in, hold it for 6, and deep breath out, hold it 4. And it just allows you. And when you start on the second round of the breathing, all of a sudden your body started to relax, right? A lot of the times I see people when they're coming in, automatically they get tension right here in the shoulder, right? They're taking a deep breath, shoulders are already tense, they're clenched, they're ready. Like I'm going, And a lot of the times I just bring up, like, what? Where's the fight? Where's the war? Where's the battle you're going into, right? And they start laughing. And what happened? Shoulder starts relaxing. They start breathing. They're enjoying themselves now because now they let down their guard, right? Um, the mental health, it's when you've been on survival mode for so long that you forgot how to relax. This is where the anxiety comes in. This is where your um, anxiousness comes in. This is where depression, but mind you, this is where trauma comes in. This is like there's a whole other ballpark that's all added to this, right? But the little component, the little things that comes in. And once you start with slow breathing exercises, slow somatic movements, slow, just being mindful within yourself, and also just even journaling a little bit every day, what you're grateful for, gratitude helps, right? And it changes the little chemicals in our brain to focus on the good things that happens in our life instead of the negative things that happen in our lives, you know?
And I'm guilty of that too. Instead of focusing on the positive things I'm doing with my company, I'm always
Mm,
focusing on the negative things instead of the positives. And that's a hard
mm.
thing to change is your mindset. Always thinking negative. It's hard really to switch from negative to positive. And I wanted to get your thoughts on this too. Do you find mental health generally around the world has kind of diminished in the last 6 years, especially during COVID?
I think mental health is now a lot more recognized compared to in the past. And I find it's more with now that we have better access to technology, that we're understanding what's going on. Because mind you, before technology started, like there's a surge of technology, we were more unaware of what mental health was, or we weren't allowed to talk about it, right? We didn't have a safe space of talking about it. I think now in the recent years, it's been a lot more recognized. It's a lot more open. There's a lot more support in mental health, especially a lot more support mental health in, families, parents, and also in men because, um, you know, there's a lot of men who don't have safe spaces where they can't express who they are and just be themselves without like, oh, you have to be the man of the house. You have to do all this stuff. Where it's like, no, at the end of the day, we're human, human, human. There's no, you have to be, this have to be, no, human, right? And and there's a lot more openness in the conversation of how we, there's that open conversation, open dialogue with others, where now we're able to express ourselves. We're able to state our emotional states and say, hey, I'm not 100%. Or what they use in the parenting and marriage and relationships. My battery is at 5 today. I can't keep up. Can we do this tomorrow? Which is fantastic conversation. Conversation prompts to have. But I find with COVID, it's because it's the isolation. People didn't know what to do with isolation. They were like, well, I go out with my friends, I hang out with people, I do, they're very social butterflies. They had a very hard time. While introverts had a great time. This was like their holiday, you know, during COVID. But COVID really was an eye opener. It was definitely the catalyst that really opened the doors to um, seeing the issues at hand and knowing how to address them.
The only good thing about the COVID era was that's when I started my new career into media,
Ah,
March 20th, 2020. So a lot of people I've had on my show that have different
mhm,
careers from mine, they switched careers around the same time as me. So that whole 2 year era was tough on all of us, but a lot of people have found what they want to do and found new careers from that.
it is. It's so true. It definitely was a catalyst. I think that was the year that I went on social media for the first time. My son in
Congratulations.
university.
Congrats.
2020.
Hey,
Yeah, and I had another social media page on TikTok where it was called Naz Mimi, and I was the comedian girl. So I had up to 31,000 followers. Everybody was
impressive.
like, thank you. It was nutty. I think I got more overwhelmed by the response and video going viral and replies and DMs and people recognizing me. I think that kind of scared me off more. And I thought, yeah, no. So I kind of like took a step back from it. Um, it was last year that I officially deleted that account to open up a new account on TikTok where it's more my niche of showing who I am, um, not the comedian girl. So the one who does jokes all the time. I'm like, there's more to life than comedy. Well, in my world, I can do comedy, but yeah.
A lot of the comedians I've had on my show from the States, Canada, and the UK, they love comedy because it's a form of therapy for them. It helps them get through their bad life experiences or stresses. And it's just like with music too. A lot of musicians like music because it's a form of therapy too.
Oh, 100%. It's the best therapy. I do bring in the comedy 100% in my yoga classes where for example of calling when we do I call our side bend. I usually remind them, okay, like it's time to lift those pastries, let those love handle flow. And I'm seeing like, oh my god, a little gasp. And I'm going, it's okay, we all have them. Male, female, everybody, we all have them. So, and there's nothing to be ashamed of. It's your body. Be proud of your body. And I love adding. Um, that just brings in the joy. It's true though. Comedy is so therapeutic. There's still a lot of good comedians out there too. Very nice. Very
A
nice.
lot of and there's more and more diversity in comedy too. A lot of more female comedies. I've had a transgender comedian on my show from LA a year ago. She's
Nice.
terrific, and that's what I love about my show is it's a very welcoming platform for everybody that wants to come on here and share their
Mhm.
stories and careers and that. Want to get your thoughts on this too, since we're talking
Okay.
about yoga and mental health. Do you
Mhm.
find with social media and the internet, everyone's attention spans is shrinking, and also thoughts on listening skills nowadays. Because I know it's important to talk and communicate, but you also it's important to listen, and that's one thing I learned on this show is to
Mm.
have really good listening skills. Because why ask a guest a question when they've already answered it?
That's a fair question. Yeah, I in my opinion, it's yes and no. I think it's a key. Um, what's the right word for it? It is um, the key things that you need to teach your kids, and also how you are. Right. I grew up. I was like in the in between world where technology was sort of coming out. Right, Nintendo came out. We did Duck Hunt and all, and Mario Brothers, and you had to be outside. You couldn't come home until the street lights came on. That was a jam, right? Like in the pond, swimming, catching tadpoles, swinging off the trees. You could be running barefoot. Like you're thirsty. You use a garden hose. That was the life I grew up. I find that when you teach your children how to balance, right? Like for example, there's a part where raising my son, I didn't really introduce the tablet to him until he was 5, and we just did like simple videos. Like we'll go to the library and get DVDs, and we'll pick out videos for the week, and we'll watch those videos. We had movie nights. Like I built up a routine. I can only speak for myself. I can't speak for anybody else or for their family or their kids because everybody has their own ways of parenting, and it works for them. That's great. Um, I just like for me, what I did was I just taught it's healthy habits, right? knowing your limits. And social media, yes, because they know how to catch us, right? With the little, ooh, check me out, and I'm doing this. Or did you know that you can win this amount of money? Oh, I got a prize for you. It's like the whole, they grab our attention so quickly that we get distracted, which is normal. But it has to be, but it's knowing how to unwind from all that and get back to you. And this is where awareness and mindfulness comes in, right? Plays hand in hand. And the listening part, when you already know the key points of settle back, take a breather. I find that with social media, it um, gets us to react a lot faster. And this is where I mention listen to understand, not listen to reply, right? It's the little reminders of like, okay, understand the conversation, understand the question, okay, clarify, summarization, the little key things that we were taught in school. And they're saying now that with social media, a lot of kids are struggling now in school, and teachers are struggling to teach because they're like, the kids are really disruptive. Like, we can't keep it together. I truly believe it was COVID because, mind you, COVID was the time where everything shut down, right? Everybody just kind of like, well, school's not open, closed up, people lost their jobs, people lost their homes, and they're trying to figure out what to do from that aspect, right? And kids were just taught to just be kids. Why do you have to follow rules, right? Now they have to go back to a structure where you have to follow rules. What's more entertaining? Social media. But mind you, a lot of the younger generation are learning faster. Why? They're absorbing the information a lot faster than we used to when we were younger.
Absolutely.
Why? Because now they have easy access. Like, I didn't realize, like, I heard from my child where he was telling me that he learned about basketball, all the basketball players, their wins, their loss, what won the championship, everything. He learned it all from the internet, and I was like, "What's going on? Oh, did you know how many wins they have? How many lost? How many passes? How many assists?" I was like, Hold, what? What's going on?" I was impressed. I think this younger generation, even though yes, their attention span are getting shorter, however, they're able to absorb more information than we ever could at a faster speed, and they're able to put together a lot faster. I think the approach of it is they're not following the old school teaching anymore. The learning, they're not following that anymore. They're learning in a different way that works for them. And they're finding a lot of the younger generations are finding a lot more solutions where older generations have been struggling for years, for decades to put together. They're discovering it within a few months. Oh, we found a solution for plastic use. We found a solution for how to get plastic out of the ocean. We found a solution for, how do we get rid of mosquitoes? We found a solution how to fix the soil to make it healthier again. Like, these kids are fast. That's why I said yes and no, because I get it, not great, but at the same time, they're exceptional, right? They're blowing. It's blowing my mind how fast they're growing and how fast they're able to solve a lot of the world's problems right now, which is amazing. And their mental health is a lot better. Why? Because they're able to express themselves better, right? Emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, they're able to express themselves without any care in the world, right?
Naima, I wanted to get your thoughts on this. You're a yoga teacher as well, and I'm a
Mhm.
meditation teacher, life coach. Do you find more of your clients now are becoming the younger generation? And also, when I was growing up in the 80s, and I was born in 72, by the way, but when I was growing up in the 70s, 80s, 90s, when I thought of
Mhm.
yoga, from my perspective, it's for women who are pregnant or women who just I always had that perception that it was always for women, but can you just explain how diverse it is with women and both men doing that and the younger generation?
Oh my god. Sorry. I have to laugh. No, yoga's for everybody. Everybody can do it. All ages can do it. Kids are doing it, right? It's just how now it's being modified, right? You got chair yoga for, for accessibility, for people who have limit mobility. You got, even now they're doing bed yoga, you know, um, because on those days when you have, like, you can't get out of bed, but you want to do your stretches or whatnot, you can do it. Even kids are so fun when you do yoga with, because they just go with it. You're like, okay, we're gonna do downward dog. They're like, and then they all start barking. I'm like, I don't get it, but we're just gonna go with the flow. Like, let's go, because it's fun for them. And young people, they just want to, like, them. They were like, they want to, like, show off and go. But you know what? I was like, you know what? You do you. Show yourself off. Go. I'm like, you're a queen. You're a king. Do your thing. Um, it's supposed to be fun. And it's also, yoga is about self-discovery. It's figuring and understanding who you are and how your body works, right? Because it's not only your heart, your body, and your mind. Everything has to work together. It's a union, right? Everything works together. And this is how it connects back to our soul. And that's where the joy comes right out. I call it, in Somali, we call it our inner root. This is what pops out and go, ooh, what's up? How you doing? Yoga's for everybody. I find, like, the best people when it comes to yoga, and they're so down to earth about it, is everybody. I have few male friends who are teaching yoga, and they love it, and they're so good at it, and they're so down to earth and humble and openness. They even have, like, meditation and yoga retreats for men, just to allow them to get back to themselves and allow to breathe and just allow to be who they are, right? No restrictions, no, nothing tying them down, nothing like that, right? And it's so nice, though. I can't. It's so funny, though. But you said it's like, yeah, that's back in the day, though. That makes sense. The
I'm in it. I'm in it.
stereotype, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And I admit it. So I wanted to ask you this as well. Now, being a yoga instructor, or teacher, meditation coach, and that, do you have to be
Mhm.
certified for yoga?
Oh, yes, you do. I am it's a, what we call it, a RYT 200. So I'm a registered yoga teacher, 200 hours. I'm doing my 300 hours right now. And I'm registered with the Yoga Alliance, where every year I have to upgrade my teaching and also upgrade my education, because they make sure that we are on top of our skills, we're on top of what changes, what hasn't changed. Because a lot of the saunas and whatnot that we learn, sometimes there's a little tweak, like, okay, don't do it like this. They changed it because it's not safe how we teach it. I'm like, cool. We learn. There's workshops, there's webinars and whatnot that we need to do that are required. So that way we are always updated and, safe, because yoga needs to be fun, but it also needs to be safe. And of course, my mindfulness, my meditation, all that is also certified as well, because you can't just teach if you don't learn, because it's the key points of, like, how do you talk? How do you recognize what you're seeing, right? The emotions and whatnot you're seeing in your student, and how do you address it from a safe space, but also being that safe space for them, right? Because it's so important. You don't want to um, lead them to the wrong path, right? Words are power, right? We have to be very mindful of the words we use. Very mindful
I'm going to put you on the spot here. How would you
indeed.
describe yourself as a yoga teacher and a meditation coach? How would you describe yourself?
Oh my god. Well, one thing I did learn, and I am still learning, is that it's still a journey. I'm still learning. I'm still a student too. Um, I don't believe that there's the best teacher and the worst teacher. I think that we all are on our own journeys, and we're all figuring out where we fit and what styles we fit into. Um, and doing the when I was doing my year for yoga, it took a bit to understand, where does yoga fit in my life and how do I fit in yoga, right? So to that question is, I'm still learning. I'm still learning. I'm still a student to the universe. I'm still a student to yoga.
For those people that are watching our show live stream or on audio after, and they're interested
Mhm.
in yoga, what would you say to them, and what advice would you give to them into finding a good yoga teacher and instructor?
Ooh, personality needs to fit. Also do your research. Check if they're registered, check where they did their certification. Do your research because you have to be safe when you're learning yoga. Like I'm registered with the Yoga Alliance. I have my ID number. So like the minute you type it in, you'll see my profile, you see my certification, you see everything there. Um, there are a lot there's a lot of people who've done yoga and whatnot. And there's not a lot, maybe 5% who don't have certification, but it's more of they've been going to yoga class and they just teach as they are. Be mindful, be careful because liability, right? Us yoga instructor, meditation teacher, we're, insured. We always get updated upgrades. We do our classes. We always we have to do our first aid CPR. We have to do our, just the key certifications, right? To keep everything going, to make sure that we're, legit, right? Just be mindful. Do your research always. Always question, regardless.
Now your sessions, they're in person, but do you do virtual yoga sessions too?
I do some in person. I mostly do virtual. I find it very reliable and very easy for my students because a lot of the students I have are parents and they can't leave the house because they have kids. So I find it so easy um, for us to do it that way. And also just using a simple space in their home and just teach them like just the simple movements they could do from their chair, they can do it from their floor, the mat. A lot of the time, kids join them. I'm like, that's fine. Let the kids join. It's a moment for you guys to hang out together, and I find virtual so much easier because there's a lot of people that have busy lives, and for them to be able to do it from home helps a lot. I will be doing it more in person, so which I'm very excited about.
On average, how long is a session, a yoga session?
It varies. It depends. I normally do 30 minutes to 45 minutes for each sessions. A lot of the times there's a lot of places that do for 90 minutes.
Wow.
Um, yeah, it really depends. But no more than that. This is my opinion. I think no more than that because our body can take so much. And also we have our cool down period, which is the corpse asana, where we really take our body just to rest and allow it to breathe, right? Because if we do too much movement too fast and your body's not used to it, you will feel it. The next couple of days, you will feel it. So you have to start slow, and we kind of have to work our way up, right? For some, that's why they have beginners, intermediate, and advanced, right? But even the ones who do intermediate and advanced, they still got to take it slow, right? You can't force your body to do so much in that long um, time frame, right? It needs to rest. That's part of yoga.
Naima, I wanted to ask you this too. Can you tell
Mhm.
our audience some of your upcoming workshops and retreats?
Yes, yes.
See, I didn't forget. I didn't forget.
No, I forgot. Oh my goodness, you're good. I do. I have one retreat coming up in July for July 4th to July 10th. I'm co-hosting with Nancy. Nancy is the owner of Moringa Sangrada. She's in Ecuador, so I'll be co-hosting with her. And this is where we're gonna have it's a soul renewal. And we're going to be in Ecuador. So we're going to be doing day excursions. We're going to be doing mindfulness. We're going to be doing gentle yoga. We're going to be doing journaling and also I have the program workshops, which is part of the fee. Everything's included in the fee, where your lodging is included, your meals are included, picking up from the airport is included, and dropping off, and also the excursions and the workshops and the tuitions and everything's also included. Right now, we have a special that if you and your friends sign up together, you both get $500 off. So just send me a DM and I'll pass you the code.
What's the best way for the audience to contact you?
They can contact me via Instagram. Instagram would be the best. All my info is there. My email is there. I usually reply back within a few hours. And also tonight I'll be dropping our workshop, which is going to be a 5-week workshop, Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I'll be working with two lovely ladies, Tanesha, who's from Texas, and she's a Reiki healer, and Layla, who is in Toronto, and she is a sound bath healer and chakra or frequency tuning. Lovely ladies. They're the best. Um, all the information is on the Ruux Community, RUUX community on the Facebook group. Come and join us. All the info is there for everything. Um, and can't wait to have you guys and see you guys.
It really is a small world because one of my friends and former guests on my show a couple years ago, Carrie
Mhm.
Kaufman, she's from British from Alberta. She moved to Ontario. She's a licensed
Ooh.
Reiki practitioner as well.
Oh, nice. Yes, it's my friend Tanisha. She's amazing, and just able, she's so attuned and she's so able to like sense energy and how everything's like shifting, and I'm thinking, what are you doing, you know? And she taught me so much about it, and I'm beyond grateful for her and Layla. Fantastic ladies, my my little sisters. And where we have this big dream of opening up retreats and other locations, and just host workshops and just bring beautiful souls together to go through the healing process together, help them find their inner Rue and just leave with joy, and able to, they're the ones going to start that chain reaction, that little ripple effect of bringing more joy and more happiness into the world.
How would you describe yourself as a public speaker?
You know what? Here's the thing. I will say I'm okay. I'm great. And mind you though, when I was younger, um, I didn't really speak at all. So people are mind baffled by that, because didn't speak, didn't say one word. I was like
Same
quiet as a
here.
mouse.
Same
Yeah.
here.
So I mean, people are like, are you kidding me? How is that possible? That you never spoke and yet you're the most chattiest person I ever met in my life. And I'm like, yeah, that's how it's all those years that was built up. It just came right out, right? Public speaking, it doesn't bother me at all. I love it. I love meeting people. I love connecting with people. I love listening to others, their stories. And I guess it's part of my Somali culture, because storytelling is really a big thing, part of the culture, where, you're sitting in front of the fire, or just sitting together in the living room. Everybody has like the cup of Somali chef, and you're just telling stories, right? The younger kids are there, like, you're hearing the stories from your, aunties and great aunties of telling, oh, this is what happened when the alligator was going across the river and had the mouse on the back. I was like, really? The mouse was on the back? But the aunties give you that look. I call it the death stare, where you're quiet. You don't say nothing else after that. And they're telling this exaggerated story to these young kids, but these kids are like hooked on, want to know what's going on. And it reminded me that, like, that's a sense of community, right? And just be able to have that conversation with others and motivate others to discover their inner Rue, discover their life purpose, and just be open and free and just live their life as liberated as possible. It's such a beautiful gift to have.
By the way, I used to be very shy. I used to play small, shrinking the spotlight. And I think
Oh.
my former career in security really prepared me for this because when you're in security in a gambling environment, I had to learn how to public speak, listen, think on my feet, and had to interview people. So I really think my skills doing security for over
Mm.
2 decades has really changed me and evolved because when I was in school, elementary school, high school, college, I did not like being in front of camera or in front of people.
See, I get that. I think it was more of along the line of, I was in martial arts, a big part of my, when I was in elementary and high school, and I loved it. And when I had to do a presentation, the topic was how to. So the teacher said how to, and then this is what you're presenting to class. I'm thinking, how to what? She's like, that's the thing, how to. And I was like, okay, so I did how to do martial arts. Everybody was like, what? Because they saw this little timid little petite girl who doesn't speak. I come in with my gi my white key and my green belt. And they're like, "What is this?" And then and so I said, "I need a volunteer," and I was explaining. I'm like, "So this is what you do when you have somebody bothering you and they keep grabbing you and you don't know how to defend yourself." So I showed it, and everyone was like, "What?" So the student I have was bigger than me, and they were absolutely baffled by how I managed to get him on the floor. Gently though, I had to be really careful because I'm like, I don't want any accident. And that was my first year of high school. So after that point, all the kids were kind of like, like I set a precedent of like, they're like, watch out for the girl with the curly fro, you know? They didn't mess with me. None of them did. They were a little bit, but they saw that I was sweet and kind. So they're like, we're kind of confused what's happening. And I did very well on the project. I think it was one of the students that got 100% because they were impressed. They're like, "You don't talk, but that was impressive." I'm like, "Thank you." And mind you, from that on, I was doing plays, I was doing pep rallies, I was doing speeches, I was like, you know, talking on the announcement. Like I did everything. So, I mean, confident grows where confident grows, but when you have the right support system, it allows you to grow in the right way.
100%. Gonna put you on the spot here. Any plans for a book in the future?
Oh my god! I have no idea. Um, you know what? Believe it or not, I do have several that's in the works right now. I think a bit of the imposter syndrome comes out, right? I'm human. I have it too. And it's the feeling of, is it ready? Does it fit in this mold in the society? Because I feel like it's a little maybe too much for society to handle because it's too honest. Um, there is this one book I do want to bring out, which is something that it's a bit of my culture and a little bit of the tea history that I want to bring into. And I'm very excited about it, but maybe soon, soon. It's not no, it's soon.
When your book does come out in the future, please let me know because I'd like to buy a copy of it.
Oh, thank you. I'll let you know for sure. That once I feel like it's ready. It's like when when you're doing your painting, you're like an artist never knows when her painting is done, you know?
How satisfying is it being able to help others?
Oh my god, it's beautiful. It's such a beautiful feeling. Um just seeing, you know, it's just seeing them smile and they're just happy. Um it brings in that more gratitude within me because I'm like, "You know what? That's my success." It's what I mentioned in the beginning where if I can bring a smile, if I can do some kind of kindness or something for somebody, I've already been successful. I already accomplished another goal, right, in my life, and I'm good to go. And it's the best feeling. It's part of my culture of where it comes down to and community and just helping your neighbors and and whatnot. I was in that environment where they say it takes a village to raise kids, 100%, right? Not even kids, the entire village. They raise one another, right? It's a beautiful feeling. It's a beautiful feeling to have.
Now, social media and the internet have a lot of good tools and stuff like that, and there's negative aspects as well. Wanted to get your thoughts. Do you find jealousy, envy, and belittling others has increased over the years?
Yes. I feel it's because it's easier to hide in social media where people don't know who they are and they could express themselves freely. um I mean, I don't take it with a huge, I don't take it really, it's not a big thing in my life. At the end of the day, people are people. There's always it's the whole yin and yang. There's always going to be um negative unkindness matching up with the positive and kindness, right? It's always that balance. You can't really right? All you can do is just, I usually just look at it and I go, I wish you well. I wish you love. And that's all you can do, right? And a lot of the times they usually change their tune afterwards because they realize, wow. For example, I was on a live, this was like last year, and I just went on and someone came on and said, like, your hair was ugly. You look ugly. And I'm like, that's great, thank you. But I said, I don't mind you being here, but I'm like, but here's kindness, right? I'm like, what, I wasn't here to say anything unkind to you. I'm like, I would like the kindness the same way. And I was like, I'll give you another opportunity. I said, but you're more than welcome to stay. He's like, oh, but most people, he wrote in the comment, most people kick me off. And I'm like, no, you can stay. Just be kind. And he changed his tune, right?
That's
Because when
great to
we
see.
match,
Yep.
right? If you
Yep.
match kindness with negativity, believe
Yep.
me when I tell you, that mindset will change. It might not change
I,
right away. It will take time, but it will
I
change.
tend to agree with you. I absolutely tend to agree with you on that. Yeah, are you okay for a few more questions, a few more minutes?
Sure, no problem.
I was gonna
Let's
play I was
go.
gonna play I was gonna play one of your video content from your TikTok page.
Oh,
How can our audience follow you on TikTok?
um, oh my God, you guys. Yes. So first, let me explain this video. So this video is Yoga Wednesday. I do this every single Wednesday, and I bring up different asanas. So it's different movements for different parts of the body. And this one was the one I put up today, where I brought up the yoga blocks because a lot of people I keep hearing saying, "Oh, yoga blocks are expensive. It's too much. I need to buy groceries." And I'm like, "Hey, you can get the yoga blocks from Dollarama, Dollar Tree for like $3,
Oh,
right?
okay. Yeah.
Right? They're not expensive. Even yoga mats, right? They're not expensive. But not only that, like you could stack books as as yoga blocks. I find yoga blocks are a little bit more sturdier, and it's foam, so it's a little soft with the firmness. And it's just showing how, like, even with me, like, I recovered from a hip injury, I'm not perfect when I do yoga, right? But I enjoy it and I do the best I can, and it makes me happy, and it shows everybody else you can do that too. And with Yoga Wednesday, we do different things and we just have fun, you know? I feel silly now seeing my own video.
Is it okay to play it or not? If not,
Of
no
course.
worries.
Oh
Okay.
no, go ahead. Go ahead. Oh.
By the way, one of my friends,
Mm,
Andrea, she runs a little restaurant here in Ontario. She's off
yeah.
work for a couple of days because she did something to her hip.
Oh,
Would you recommend, I don't know if she's ever done yoga, but would you recommend that to her in the future?
of course, but mind you though, she has to get assessed first by a doctor
Doctor,
to see
absolutely.
doctor and physio
Doctor.
and occupational therapist to see what kind of range of movement she's allowed to do. And this is
Too. Yeah.
where I can jump in and help and go, okay, we're gonna do it from the chair, we're gonna do slow movements, this is what we're gonna follow, right? Because at the end of
She's
the day, I'm not a physiotherapist or whatnot. I can only teach what I can do with the asana. Thankfully, all asanas are easily modified to fit your needs in the moment that you need them, right? And also, I forgot to answer your other question. You guys can find me on TikTok. My name is, well, you can see it up there, the Gentle Path Yoga. But Instagram, it's the Gentle Path Yoga Naima. So YouTube, TikTok um, is the Gentle Path Yoga. Instagram, Gentle Path Yoga Naima. You can follow me on there. I usually put up more posts, more pictures and more things on Instagram. That's more the heavy duty traffic is. TikTok is more videos, and also um, where I put up for the Substacks, where I do short stories, poetry, spoken words. I have a bit of my podcast up there as well, and it's just about healing, mini stories, mini series, um, how to go through your journey, learning different life skills or whatnot. But you can go ahead and play the video. Let's see what everybody else says.
And welcome to Yoga Wednesday. Today we're going to be using our yoga blocks. These inexpensive, convenient, beautiful objects are found anywhere, especially Dollar Tree and Dollarama. We're going to be doing our triangle pose, and I love that. You could do that in a shorter stand, you could do it in a longer stand, and then the minute I feel my body just it gets rid of all that cobwebs. I usually do in a shorter stand, and I do it in a longer stand just to kind of get the deeper stretch. And it gets rid of all that cobwebs and works on your love handles and muffins on the side. And of course, Goddess Queen, let's go. And we're going to continue on to the other side. When we take that deep breath in, it just expands and opens up everything. And it just allows you to be. And as we slowly get up, I hope that helps. Have a lovely day. Namaste. Good morning.
Thoughts on that video?
Listen, it's like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Of course, I have to watch my videos and edit it and then post it and then do the description and, hashtags. And in my mind, it's just like, you know, um, just having the moment to watch it, seeing everybody watching it live. It's like, hey, what's up? How you doing? um, but I mean, I'm just happy that it's resonating with so many people, and they love the little tips and tricks that comes out of it, and they're trying it at home or outside. I get DMs of like, "Hey, do you have other things that you can show us and do?" And I'm like, "Yeah, like of course." Any way to help support, because not everybody can afford going to yoga classes, right? So anything to help bring that sustainability, and that's it works for people. It works for people, and
And the
that's what I
power of social media, being on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, you can get people from around the world interested in it.
yes, yes. Especially like my biggest thing is that being a single mama, and when you're low income and you're struggling and because you want to raise your kid and raise him right and do your best. It's hard because then when you have friends who are like, oh, let's go to your class and go get Starbucks, and you're like, yeah, not everybody can do that though. It's not really a reality in our world because our Starbucks is we're making iced coffee at home with condensed milk and cold brew it. And that was like the rest of my really great friends, they're my family, that my community in Montreal, where we had the kids at the park and we'll do our stretches together and work out together while the kids are playing in the playground. And someone brings everything and we're making our iced coffees at the park. That was our Starbucks, you know, and it worked for us. And my heart is where with the retreats and building up Ruux Community is to build up donation and scholarship funds where we're able to help um, single parents who want to go to retreats, who want to grow, who want to learn how to start their small businesses and be better for them, for their kids, to provide for them. Where my goal is that to have their flights covered and have their whole retreat covered, just so they're able to do that, right? Because I wanted to go to retreats, but when you see the funds, you're like, it's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. It's like
And
that's rent, that's groceries, that's gas, that's childcare, that's daycare, that's clothes, that's food. Like, you're going through the whole list. And, just having the support where they're able to say, like, able to tell them, yeah, you're covered, like, put the application in. Yeah, you come on in, right? Have a place for them. They can bring their kids and they can learn. You want to be a yoga teacher? They're doing teaching here for yoga. You want to become a business owner? There's another teaching here for business. We'll set you up, you know?
as speaking as a business owner myself, an entrepreneur, how would you describe yourself as an entrepreneur?
I'm still learning.
Same
And I
here.
make mistakes. I make mistakes. I think that's the most human we can do. I think the best business owners, the best entrepreneurs are the ones who make mistakes daily, who take ownerships for the mistakes and continue to grow and to do better and to be better, right? Because that's how success happens. Also, have an open mind and an open heart. And you need a good team in order to be even more successful, but a team that you treat like family. I find, because you can't just have a team where you're like, okay, did you do this? Thank you. You gotta be, it's family. How's your family? How are the kids? You need some time? You're good? Take the week. I'll see you next week. You want 2 weeks? Take the 2 weeks, right? When you
Unfortunately,
take,
too many of these big companies nowadays, they only care about the dollar and they don't really care about their employees. And that's why you're seeing so many employees now switch careers or go
yes,
into businesses like self-employed like myself and yourself now.
yeah, well, yeah. And I think that's the part that where people don't realize. Um, that's why people are calling it sick. That's why people are, having a lot of mental health time off, and they're not able to handle it, right? There's the feeling of anxiousness and anxiety that pops up when they're thinking, oh my God, I have to go back to work. They call it crippling anxiety, that because you have to go back to work. And you're like, why do I feel this way? What's going on? Not realizing when you're in a job that you feel supported, you feel appreciated, you feel seen, you will succeed, right? Even if you grow and you found another opportunity, then this is where, like, Godspeed. What do you need from me? I don't want you to leave, but I'm happy for you. You see, that's what allows people to grow, right? And a lot of the corporation, yes, it's about greed, it's about money, and it's about how much more they can do in less amount of time. But they're forgetting, um, this is where everybody's soul is starting to disappear. That inner light is starting to fade away, which is not good. It's not. We're doing jobs we're not meant to do because it's not our real purpose. It's not our true potential.
I was complacent for over 2 decades, and I was grateful for my other career, but at the end, it was time, and I
Mm,
love what I'm doing. Maybe I'm not making as much money as my other career, but I
mhm.
wake up in the morning and I love booking guests, meeting people like yourself, and learning from every guest that comes on. And every day in media, yeah, I do make mistakes, but the only way you get better as a professional is to learn from your mistakes. Nobody's perfect. Don't beat yourself up on that. And I've just been very fortunate with doing this show. And as we wrap the show up, how did you come about starting up your own podcast show? Tell our audience a little bit about your podcast show and how often you record and how did it come about.
Oh my goodness. Have I had a recent one up? Not for a bit. I think I had the last one up for I think I put it no, I put it up the last one for mental health awareness for May. Beginning of May, end of April. And it was part of the podcast on, where it's a global 1 week where you pick a charity of your choice and you do your podcast about that charity. And I did mental health awareness in Canada, the Mental Health Association in Canada. And I had a few friends who put in their thing about burnout. What does burnout mean to you? What does the word pause mean to you? My podcast, though, Let's Talk with Naima, it came out uh, February, I think it was February 22nd, 2022. Why? I have a thing with twos. It's my number. I feel so attunely connected with the numbers twos. And when I got it out, it was about my first episode was about the man of my dreams. And everyone's like, "You lost it." I remember someone calling me. They're like, "Girl, you lost it. Why are you talking about this man of your?" I was like, "Listen, he is real, and I believe in that. So let me believe in me, and let me tell the story." But many other, the audience, many other people, they thought it was a spoken word piece. And I was like, no, it's actually a dream that I had or that I wrote in my journal. And I was like, well, let me just put it into a podcast and let's see where people will feel. And I always advocated for mental health awareness, always for many years, and be able to bring it up in a podcast brought so much joy into my life. I had this beautiful uh, man, I can't remember his name, but he's in Los Angeles. Um, I think it's the Love Collection. I could be wrong. And we talked about, like, what does mental health mean to you, right? What does love mean? What does self love mean? And it's so beautiful to hear what does self love mean, especially to a man, because for me, I don't know. I don't know what it means, right? I've been told this whole ideal simplistic of men are supposed to be tough, the man of the house, and you have to listen to him because African culture, right? Man works, women in the kitchen. Where I changed the mindset. I'm like, no. Having this podcast allowed my voice to be heard, even though I had a hard time and I was struggling to speak my truth. And having so many different beautiful guests come on. And it's kind of an extension of what I did from before back in 2020 on Instagram, where I did a segment called, NAS Talk every Friday nights, and I had so many beautiful guests that came on. I had two actors who were from Netflix hit TV shows that came on. They were beautiful people. Are we friends now? You were still friends, and an actor, a musician, a singer. So many beautiful people that came on. Even on my podcast, I had so many lovely people, and they all have different mindset and different views of how they see the world. And it kind of opened up my mindset. I'm going, oh, I didn't know that's just how you felt in this economy or in this world or in partnership. This is how you feel about self-love. This is how you feel about being liberated, or you know the world you went through and conflict you went through. I had someone who was talking about how going through a divorce got his mindset to focus on his inner potential. I had another one who said that, teaching young kids French and the basic, changing the whole mindset of how schooling is, and it just got, it's just so many lessons. And also, my biggest thing with my podcast is allowing everyone to understand how it, what a podcast is, but not only that, learning key tips and tricks, because I knew the guests I had on would allow, and they're telling, they were allowed a space where they could tell their stories. So that can help somebody who might be going through something that's struggling, but they don't know they have that space, a safe space to express themselves, right? I had someone who said they lost their grandma and they were so beyond grateful to have. I had a comedian on the show, and she said it was the first time I laughed since my grandma died. And I thought, oh my god, I'm so happy to hear that, but at the same time, I'm like, my condolences, right? Because I'm like, I don't know what to say to that, right? And it opened up my eyes that there's so much things in the world that it shows how small the world really is when we're able to communicate, our stories and bring that community together. So beautiful.
I totally agree with you there. Sorry about that. I'm just still battling a cold, but
Oh,
yeah,
you're cold.
yes. But it really is a small world, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It is. It is. I think
And
once we start thinking that way, things will start shifting a lot better and a lot quickly.
I hope you're right. And yeah, we need more positivity instead of negativity as well.
Mm.
Now I'm going to put you on the spot here as we wrap this show up. What's a fun fact about yourself and yoga?
Fun fact about myself. Um, I I would sit down. I would completely daze out in a conversation, and while people are talking, not intentionally. It's just that if I'm it's in a good vibe where we're having a good conversation, good meal, good environment, and I just go into this kind of like a happy hum where I just kind of like picture, like I'm trying to capture everything like a camera in my mind to remember the moment. And I love doing that, but I kind of I forget that there's people around me when I do that. So they're like, "Hey, you okay?" And they're like, "Wake up, girl!" And I'm like, "Oh, sorry, just getting this moment. It's a beautiful moment." Fun facts about myself and yoga. Fun fact about myself with yoga, I guess. I don't know. I love to make jokes about yoga. The first time yoga was introduced to me, I was 19 years old, and I went to a class with a friend. And we were in the back, and I thought it was the most silliest thing I've ever done in my life. Mind you, I didn't expect to be teaching yoga now. So when she said to be a tree, and I'm like, I am not a tree. I'm a person. Mind you, you're not supposed to be saying that in a yoga class, but I thought it was hilarious. And she told me that I was banned from the class and I wasn't allowed to come back. And I think that's hilarious because I'm teaching yoga, so I feel like, well, what an interesting way how the universe brought this back to my life. So I tell my students, we're gonna do the tree pose, and you are not a tree, but you could be one if you like. So it gives them the option, right? Yeah, that's actually a good question. Oh my goodness.
I I should consider doing it, trying it anyways. I should.
Start with 5 minutes. That's the best way. That's also like meditation, breath work. You start with 5 minutes, and then you kind of like a few weeks, and then add another five. Before you know it, you'll grow, and you'll be doing like an hour. Like I could sit down and meditate for an hour or two, and I don't even realize I'm doing it now. While
Will
in
it
the
help
beginning,
my
it was hard.
will it will it help my height?
I mean, in your mind, in your mind, you could be whoever you like in whatever height you would like. It is up to you. Go with the flow.
And that's the one thing about this show. When I first started it 7
Mhm.
years ago, it was all scripted, robotic, and I had some guests that come on from professional basketball, and they told me, "Chris, it's okay to write points and notes down, but talk to your guests like you're at a coffee shop, donut shop, at a mall, because natural conversation makes a talk show even better."
I truly believe that. Um, it just brings more love into it, right? It brings more.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Absolutely. And finally, it's ask the host CDP a question. Do you have a question to put me on the hot seat before we wrap this show up?
I, I'm like, oh man, I don't know. Hold up, let me just give me a hot minute. Give me a hot minute. Okay. What's a fun fact about you?
I'm left-handed.
Oh.
I'm left-handed. I was born in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, which is the northern part of Ontario. Um, I love playing sports, and I'm now 5'6". Uh,
The height's really getting to you. I can
yeah,
see it in your
yeah,
eyes, in your spirit. It's coming out.
yeah. No, I just love what I'm doing.
Mm,
Just I reinvented myself. And that's the thing I
mm,
tell students is when you're in high school, it's hard to know what you want to do. You don't have to pick one career and that's it. You can have two, three, four, five different careers. So don't judge someone based on their age. Judge them based on their personality, their character, and their work ethic. Don't ever judge someone based
mm.
on their skin color or their age or their background. Just keep an open mind. And I really love doing this show. I've met so many wonderful people from around the world and not just in Canada as well. And I just love what I'm doing. And it's not really work when you have a passion for something. And I can tell how passionate you are about yoga and being a coach and a teacher and that as well.
It's my thing. Like when this is where when you're with the right people, right?
Yeah,
Especially when we're
absolutely.
all doing what we love,
Yeah.
100%. Hmm.
And my job as a talk show host, the focus is on my guests. My job is to make my guests smile, laugh, hopefully, and make them feel comfortable coming on my show. And hopefully they come back on again to have a good experience. And for people that can watch this show for an hour, 10 minutes, 20 minutes to be entertained and learn something from my guests as well and escape from reality.
I mean, we could try. We could try in our
You
best
know,
way, but we can.
You know what's scary now? There's a mall in my city, Guelph, and now they have these reality things where people can sit down on these machines and go
Yeah.
into virtual reality. And I'm like, wow, that used to be so far fetched back in the 80s and 90s, and now it's reality.
I mean, it was part of. I remember when I was in elementary school, we had to draw pictures of what we think the future will be. I think I remember drawing like cars. What was it? I said cars will talk back to you, and and other people say cars will fly in the sky. Someone says that we'll carry the telephone in our hand. Like, we thought of the wildest things. Mind you, half of them already happening, right? Like, you got the GPS telling you you may turn left at this intersection. And then you also have people carrying cell phones around, a mini computer, right? And and be able to order food will be arriving at your door. It used to be just pizza. Pizza was the thing you called that is delivered. Now you can order anything, right? And not only that, you could order what you want and you get it the next day. I remember when my mom ordered something, it'll take like a month,
Yeah,
2 months,
and now it's like
right?
less than 24 hours.
Right? Blows my
Yeah,
mind every time. Blows my mind every time. But it shows how fast the world is expanding, and it's beautiful, but at the same time, it's scary because it's like,
scary.
where else is gonna go? Where
A
else is it gonna
and AI can be a good tool, but it also is, I think, it's gonna diminish the workforce at some point.
go? I don't know. I think right now, just more of going with the flow with what's gonna come. And I'm just focusing more on like what's happening now, right? Because I know there's going to be times that we're going to get scared of whatever happens. Like, I know, and I sense it, and like, even just saying it now, I'm like, wait, no, focus on the present moment, focus on what we can do now, focus on what we could say, what we could do, and just be present. And that's just where we are.
Well, I wanna say thank you so much for giving us over an hour of your time tonight,
Oh,
and I wanna say, hey, it flew by. When you're having good conversation, an hour fly by. So I wanna say
mhm.
thank you so much for giving us an hour of your time to talk to us about your story and a little bit, more about yoga. And again, where can, our audience follow you and find you on social media?
I am on TikTok and YouTube, the Gentle Path Yoga. I'm the founder of the Gentle Path Yoga. And on Instagram is the Gentle Path Yoga Naima. You can also email me. My info is on Instagram. And you can also DM me as well. So I'm pretty kind of like, I'm pretty flexible. I do have the Ruux Community on Facebook, RUUX Community, the Facebook group. Come and join us. We have all the upcoming info that's coming out with our workshop coming up on June 13th. It is $25 drop-ins, $89 for the 5 weeks, which is 5 Saturdays. And I also have a retreat in Ecuador, July 4th to July 10th, where if you and your friends come together, you get $500 off. So, yay.
And that
And
go ahead.
yes, sorry, I just wanted to add because I completely forgot.
No, go
For
ahead.
the discount for the retreat, please DM me on Instagram, and I will give you the code so that way you can put the code in to get that discount. And it's up to 3 pairs. So, yay!
Well, now, yeah, Ema, when I do get out to BC in Western Canada, I will definitely let you know, and I would like to try in-person yoga session with you too.
Aw, that'd be lovely. Then we can go
Absolutely.
and check out the beaches and check out the cool spots,
Well,
as they call it here.
well, the thing is with the BC Lions, I know their media communications guy. His name's Matt, and hopefully I'll be able to take him up on coming down to a BC Lions game and that as well. And I would like to get to Western Canada, so I will definitely let you know when I do get out to British Columbia one day as well.
That would be fantastic. Thank you so much for having me. I had a great time and
That's
loved
good.
it.
That's always
So,
good. I never want to say. I
great
never want
time.
to have a guest say, "Oh, I had a horrible time." So that's always good. That's a good thing. Laughter is good. We need more of it.
100%. I had a great time. And also, like I say, everything's always a learning experience, and just be
Yeah.
able to learn so much even about you and just about your shows and how it works. It's beautiful. Um, yes, please, you guys, I would love to come on later, maybe we could do panels. I don't know. The world is our oyster. you know? Me with my ideas. This is the thing, you guys. This is my thing.
And you have an open invite to come back on my show again or my other show. I have another show called the Small Talk Podcast with Marlene Sharp and myself. She's in LA in the entertainment industry, and we have a
Oh,
show once a month So maybe one day you'll be our guest on the Small Talk podcast, or you're welcome to come back on here.
Oh my God, that would be fantastic. Just, you got my email. Let me know. No problem.
Absolutely. Give me a little bit of time. I will send you some reels and clips tonight and the audio. I will send you the full video probably tomorrow morning. I need to get a good night's sleep again. I find the older I get, I need to get my sleep in. I need to at least get 8 hours a night. So that really does help.
That's
Sleep.
fair. That's
It
fair.
does.
Also, if you guys would like to see me teach, I am on the Beautiful Soul Community on I work with a gentleman called Joel Cross, and I teach somatic movements every other Wednesdays on there. It is a membership to join, and the registration for the summer program is up. So check out A Soul Called Joel, and you guys could try and join in the registration. It's a great place where you could do daily meditation and affirmation and journaling, and of course you see me for somatic movement, and you see another beautiful soul, and she does Jing Quan. I can't pronounce it. She knows I can't. It's another form of somatic practice. And we also have sharing circles and workshops on Saturdays, which are really great. Come and join us. It's a
And,
beautiful community to join as well.
and please let me know when your next podcast show is going to be recorded.
I will. I think it's already ready to come out for this Friday.
Is it video? Is it similar to this format, or is it just audio only?
Right now it's audio. I haven't done video podcasts. It's something that I will transition into probably for the fall.
You're a
I do
natural
like
on
audio.
You are a natural on camera.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Let all the entertainment and all of them know about it. They can call me. They know you have my email.
Definitely. But hey, I want to say thank you so much for doing this tonight. Continued success, and hopefully one day I will be able to get out to BC. And you do have an open invite to come back on this show again in the future as well.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
I'm beyond grateful for being here, and happy to guide and pass some tips and tricks to others. Yay!
Absolutely. Thank you so much. You have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Chris. Bye for now.
You're welcome. Bye. All right, everyone. That wraps up season 13, episode 55, overall 715 of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, brought to you by our friends at Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership. I want to say thank you to my guest tonight, Naima, for coming on here tonight. A yoga teacher, not yogurt. I had yogurt on my mind. I had blueberry yogurt tonight, but a yoga teacher, mindfulness teacher, meditation teacher, and a podcast host as well. So thank you to my guest tonight for coming on here, and thank you guys for putting up with me. I'm still fighting a little bit of a cold here as well. As we wrap up the show, guys, my next live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, brought to you by barrycullen.com, is going to be on Thursday, June 4th at 7 p.m. Eastern with special guest Kate Soda. She's a 2026 Canadian Baseball Hall of Famer. She had a great hockey career, but she's also introduced into the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame in 2026. She was with the women's national baseball team, I believe, over 15 years as a player, as a coach, and she's also she was a hockey player as well. So I'm looking forward to having Kate Soda on tomorrow night, one of the new members of the 2026 Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame class, which is taking place Saturday, June 20th at 1 o'clock at beautiful St. Mary's, Ontario. Yours truly will be there as freelance media coverage as well. And if you've never been to the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame, go to their website, baseballhalloffame.ca. They're located at 386 Church Street South in beautiful St. Mary's, Ontario, which is about 40 minutes from Guelph and maybe about a half an hour from London as well. So I'm really looking forward to Kate Soda from the 2026 class of Canadian Baseball Hall of Famers to come on and talk about her baseball career, her hockey career, and just just excited to have her on as a guest as well. Before I wrap up this show, everybody, one thing right now at Barry Cullen Chevrolet, 2027 Chevrolet Bolt is Canada's lowest priced electric vehicle, EVs they call them, that has over 400 kilometers of estimate range, starting at $39.99 RSMP. The 2027 Chevrolet Bolt LT offers up to 42022 estimate range. For more information about the 2027 Chevrolet Bolt, visit Barry Cullen Chevrolet dealership at 905 Woodlawn Road West in the Guelph Automall, or go to their website, barrycullen.com, or you can call them at 519-824-0210. They have a great selection of all electric vehicles or EVs, Cadillac vehicles, and also a great selection of new and pre-owned GM vehicles. And again, Barry Cullen Chevrolet is the proud sponsor of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show. And finally, guys, as we wrap the show up, if you're looking to adopt a pet, check out the Cambridge District Humane Society, located at 1650 Dunbar Road in Cambridge, Ontario. Telephone number 519-623-7722, extension 0, or you can visit their website, cambridgehumanesociety.org. All the animals that are up for adoption, such as they get such a great selection of dogs there today. Duncan, Blue, there's so many dogs down there right now that are looking for good homes and stuff like that. And I just love volunteering down there as well. So if you're not able to adopt a pet, you can volunteer through their website, cambridgehumanesociety.org. But yes, I remember all the dogs down there. It's just tonight I got a bit of a brain fog, and I think it's just because of a lack of sleep. But again, if you guys are looking to adopt a pet, remember at the Cambridge District Humane Society, you can't buy happiness, but you can adopt it. And Michelle and the staff down there do a wonderful job in looking after our homeless furry friends and making sure they get adopted into good homes with good families. So I shop. The saying again is adopt and don't shop as well. And as we wrap up this show, guys, again, you can also follow me on TikTok at Chris Palme, and I'm also on every other social media platform except Snapchat. I'm not on Snapchat. And also check out my YouTube channel, Chris Palme Live with CDP Talk Show, on my YouTube channel. And I want to say thank you to everyone for subscribing and watching. I am now up to 855 subscribers. My goal is to get to 1,000. And I just reached 750,000 viewers today. So again, thank you to everyone for checking out my YouTube channel and my YouTube Shorts channels as well. And finally, guys, StreamYard is the official live stream provider of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show. If you're into live streaming, webinars, podcasting, go to StreamYard.com. They have basic free plans, paid professional plans like I do. And if you're a business that does a lot of webinars, go to StreamYard.com and contact our sales department for pricing as well. And yours truly has been with StreamYard for over 5 years. And finally, guys, as we wrap this show up, Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, the audio version is on these platforms: iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Spotify for podcasters, Apple Podcasts, Breaker, Pocket Cast, Spotify, Castbox, LinkedIn, Pandora, Tuned In, YouTube Music, and Good Pods. Please subscribe, like, and share. And again, I want to say thank you to the audience for watching this show live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, X, and Instagram as well. And finally, guys, if you got questions, you can email Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show at cpalme19@gmail.com. And if you also would like to support my YouTube channel and my media work, I'm on paypal.com. Go to paypal.com at Chris Palme if you'd like to contribute to my media content, or go to cameo.com, type in Chris Palme, and book a personalized video message from yours truly, CDP. I do happy birthday, happy Hanukkah, happy anniversary, congratulations, happy divorce in some cases, if you'd like a personalized video message from yours truly as well. And finally, guys, you can follow me on all the social media platforms except Snapchat, and I'm on Blue Sky Social at Live with CDP19 on Blue Sky Social. And as we wrap up the show, guys, again, I want to say thank you to my guest tonight, Naima for coming on. I'm sorry if I butchered her name. I'm still not 100%. And also, I want to say thank you to everyone for watching and listening to our show as well. And as we wrap the show up, too, guys, the NBA final starts tonight. The Knicks and Spurs. I'm going with San Antonio over the Knicks in 5 games. And last night, the Stanley Cup, Vegas beat Carolina 5-4. So Vegas is up 1-0 in that series, but I still have Carolina winning 6 games as well. And the Detroit Tigers have won 3 in a row to start after going 6-22 in May. They're now 3-0 in June by sweeping Tampa Bay 7-2 today. So the Detroit Tigers have won 3 in a row. So we'll see if the Tigers can keep it up against Seattle this weekend as well. And by the way, as we wrap the show up, I will be at the Niagara Falls Comic Con, the biggest Comic Con in Canada, this Friday, June 5th, from 1 o'clock to 8 o'clock at the Niagara Falls Convention Center. So if you're in Niagara Falls and you're coming to Comic Con, come say hello to CDP. I will be there as freelance media. I will be doing some pictures, videos, and maybe some possibly celebrity interviews as well. And that wraps up our show again tonight, guys. Again, the next live is CDP Sports Entertainment Talk Show, Thursday, June 4th, 7 p.m. Eastern, with special guest Kate Soda, class of the 2026 Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame as well. I hope everybody has a great night, and thank you everyone for watching and listening to Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, brought to you by Barry Cullen Chevrolet and hosted by yours truly, Chris Palme. Have a good night, everybody, and we'll see you back here tomorrow night at 7 o'clock.